All right, and here we go. Chase HQ2. I know so very little about this game. It reminds me, looking at it, it reminds me of Rad Racer. I think it might maybe that or I feel like I've seen arcade, a lot of arcade like driving games that are kind of like this. Like the way the road looks is very familiar to me. I feel like I don't think I've played this or the previous Chase HQ game, so it must be something that was used in a lot of arcade games at the time. Um, Sparrow, I'm heading out to the shopping center for a few things. I might end up missing this. Oh no! Hopefully, I'll at least be able to catch a bit of it with this. So let's dive in. This was chosen by this game was nominated by Sparrow. Okay, two difficulties. Credits two. All right, we're gonna leave it on the default. I hope that means continues. I get okay. I get the controls, but A for brake and B for accelerator just feels it feels not right. Uh, it's not. Reading it doesn't look right. It makes sense. It makes sense to my thumb, but not to my brain. We're gonna leave it because I think that this actually makes this actually be the best controls. Blame Sparrow. Got it exactly. All right, let's This is Nancy at Chase HQ. We have an emergency situation. There's been a murder. The suspect is fleeing toward the suburbs in a stolen yellow sports car. Get on it immediately. Over. Okay, sports vehicle, speed, attack, and weight. Semi truck. And the four-wheel drive. I think I like the middle of the road option. This also seems like the thing I would be most likely to drive in real life. A sports car would be absolutely wasted on me because I barely ever drive even 3 miles above the miles per hour above the speed limit. I hate driving big trucks. So, this is what I would have to go with. Even this vehicle is a little big for my taste though. What have I done wrong? Are we... Did the ground unload, or are we driving up on a bridge, or what? I don't understand what was going on. It seemed like most of the world had disappeared. Oh, that's the guy! Get him! Oh, I haven't been using my turbo. He's on fire! He's just driving right through the sawhorses. Turbo time. Did we get him? Victory! Sawhorses can't hurt you when you're on fire. You're under arrest on suspicion of murder and robbery. This poor defenseless light post, you monster. A gang member suspected of drug dealing has been spotted in a red European sports car on the Seaside Freeway. The suspect is making his escape. Punch the pedal over. Alright, well, if he's in a sports car, I think we should also be in a sports car. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to keep up, right? But we do have turbo, and I don't think he has turbo. Funny how punch it usually happens via the foot. Alright, I guess I do need to try out all three vehicles. Maybe I'll find out that I like, you know, this more than I think I will, or, you know, vice versa. Old palm trees. Oh, we've got a time limit running down. Oh, maybe that's why I had to use a credit before. Turbo. I need Laika 2 to come and help pick me up out of the water, keep me on the track. How in the world do I get more time? Oh, by catching up with him. gonna get him. Come on. I'm being optimistic. I think that's it. It's Magnum PI Frownie. Alright, we got another one. Hey, I'm doing pretty well. This is alright. Alright, what have you got for us, Nancy? We have an emergency situation. A kidnapper is fleeing into the mountains. The target vehicle is a purple van and is heavily armed. Approach with caution. Over. Oh my. Heavily armed. That's not a situation we've had to deal with yet, I don't think. Alright, well, we're going semi-truck for this one. Purple van heading to the mountains. It's got to be Frownie. Oh no! I mean, to be fair, all the cars in the mountainous region are purple, it would seem. So, I don't necessarily have to think that I might be the villain. But it is the kind of car I'd like to drive, and it is the kind of place I'd like to go. I had a purple car at one point. The first car I owned was a purple PT Cruiser. It was cranberry purple. I like how the smoke comes out when we use the turbo with the truck. I am unfortunately out of time. Continue, please. Yes, let's do. That's it for our credits, though. I mean, this guy just left us in the dust. I don't know what I ramped off of, but amazing. It's probably... I was gonna say, it's probably not a good idea to be lined up directly behind this guy's weapon. It was nice of this guy to slow down so we could catch up with him. Driving your purple vehicle off the car lot with a satisfied frown. uh, Loyal to Soil, welcome in, Loyal. Good to see you again. Yeah, this is Chase HQ2 on the Sega Genesis. Very Mario Kart vibes. It's got a similar, it's got a roughly similar look. It's not quite Mode 7, but it is vaguely similar. Frownie, you're not driving this semi to Ottawa, are you? Ottawa, Hoth, same thing. Alright, we're going to take it from the top. I think I made good vehicle choices, but I am going to make different vehicle choices this time around. I'm actually going to just stick with the this blue vehicle, I think, the entire time. I will say, Loyal, that I have kind of heard what you're referring to, but I don't know the full story because I don't really follow news and current events. But I will say, let's avoid potentially incendiary topics of conversation in the chat. If anyone has strong opinions about this, let's not share them. There's lots of other, there are a lot of other forums out there in the world where things like that can be discussed. My opinion is play better. That's a good opinion to have. I have strong opinions about pickles and how yummy they are, Key says. Welcome to the stream, Key. Pleased to have you with us. I have strong opinions about pickles, I will say, but my opinions skew negative. I don't like pickles. I like pickled chili peppers. I had a friend when I lived in Houston. She would grow jalapeno peppers, and she would pickle them. And once a year, she would give me a jar of pickled jalapenos, and they were so good I could just stand in the kitchen eating them from the jar with a spoon. And I could get away with that because I was the only person in the house who ate them at all. But just regular, like, made from cucumber pickles? Not a fan. It's a victory, but I wasted a credit, so it's kind of a hollow victory. Derek, you'd say you don't like whipped cream. What? I don't know I've ever heard of anyone not liking whipped cream. That's a unique opinion. And fried pickles, I think I would be too scared to eat a fried pickle. Rather than getting out of my way, I feel like these drivers are purposely getting in my way. 9 seconds left to tear them apart. No, it's not gonna happen, is it? We were so close. Look at that. He's one health. We were one health piece away from bringing home the win. I don't... Oh. Butterfingers doesn't like mayo. Derek says mayo is good, though. Tried fried pickles at a restaurant. He doesn't like it either. Lies and condiment propaganda. But see, that's the thing, is I really kind of have a dread terror of basically all condiments. Mayo, ketchup, mustard. I can't go near any of them. They all fill me with panic and dread. If it were as difficult to change lanes when actually driving as it is in this game, every street would be a one-lane street because no one would ever bother. You basically have to turn your car to a complete 90-degree angle to get into the other lane. To get into the other lanes. Fried pickles are good, definitely a once-in-a-while treat. Mustard is so yummy. Well, there will be more in the world for there will be more of those in the world for you because I will not take your share. All the mustard and fried pickles that should rightfully belong to me, I'm happy to let you have. What's your favorite condiment, Agent Frownie? Salt and pepper. Fresh ground pepper or pre-ground. I hear that the fresh ground stuff is supposed to be better, but I can't taste a difference. I usually just use pre-ground stuff. I had a pepper grinder for a while. I didn't notice a difference. It wasn't worth it to me. I'm thinking about your question there too, Derek. The worst restaurant I've ever been to. I'm thinking about it. I'm sure there's some example of some place that I went. The worst thing I can think of was the worst thing I can think of is the last time I went to Applebee's. That was a pretty bad experience. I think that was in Houston. That was some pretty miserable food. I've I really should be focusing on the game more than I am. Are you a coffee guy? I love coffee. I'm not particularly fancy with my coffee like some people can get. I just drink I brew my coffee in the standard sort of Mr. Coffee style machine. I drink my coffee just plain black. No cream or sugar. But I really like it. I usually get really like really dark roast coffee. And usually just cheap stuff. I'm actually gonna not use the credit. I'm gonna take it from the top because I need to do better at the first couple levels, so I have some credits saved for the third one. I wonder what kind of pepper they have in Frowntown. Did you try different peppers in your grinder? Oh no, and now just the standard sort of black peppercorns. Went to Uno once. It was terrible. I don't know that I've ever seen an Uno before. The I ordered when I was in college. I ordered a pizza from Domino's, and that was a pretty horrible experience. It tasted like soap. My Uno went out. I'm glad. See, when I hear Uno, I just think of the card game. I don't even know that I could have told you it was a restaurant. That's a hard one for me too. Can't really think of any truly bad ones, just more along the lines of ones where afterwards I said that wasn't worth the money I spent. Yeah, and that's kind of what that's kind of the problem that I have. Like I having a hard time thinking of a restaurant where like the experience was so terrible that I was just appalled. It's more of an issue of just the food was really bad for the money I compared to the money I paid for it. But I don't think I've ever had an experience where like they served me a meal with like cockroaches crawling out of it or something like that, you know, like okay, it looked like things might have gone bad there for a moment, but we did catch up. We got our time refilled. And we won. Domino's really stepped up its game in the past 5 years or so. Always used to be a step below Pizza Hut, but that's really changed in recent years. Cheap pizza is cheap pizza, though. I just love the $6 menu that Domino's has, and it's of reasonable quality for what you pay. Yeah, but I mean, like with chains like that too, it's gonna be a lot different pretty much anywhere. Like they're gonna be kind of different everywhere you go. Like so far as what's better than what else, because it's gonna depend on like who's working and who's working at the individual locations and how they're managed and that kind of stuff. Because you go to one town and like the Pizza Hut will be good, will be great, and the Domino's will be terrible, and then you go to another town and it'll be the exact opposite. So it's hard to speak in general with things like that exist in a lot of places sometimes. My first job was in a Pizza Hut. I was a dishwasher. It was a summer job when I was 14. It was a pretty terrible job. It could have been it could have been okay, but I don't know. They just stuck me in the back room, and no one ever talked to me, and I was just back there all my entire shift. I was alone in the dish room. It wasn't a lot of fun. Pizza Hut's new spicy pizza is yummy. I've seen that advertised. I'm curious to try it, but kind of scared at the same time. Loyal says Domino's medium pan pizza is amazing. It's fresh dough too. I've had that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Is that where the frown began, or was it before then? Alright, I'm gonna go with this blue car this time. We're gonna start with a turbo, get our speed up right away, and immediately drive into a rock. The Agent Frownie stuff comes from high school. From me making jokes with my best friend in high school. Not good. Oh, my worst job was a job in a call center. I was in a call center for a very shady organization, which I'm pretty sure was like some sort of illegal scam. I worked there for exactly 2 hours, and then I just left. I didn't even tell anyone I was leaving. I just left. And then they called me. They called me a day or two later, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not coming back." And, and they said, well, we have your pay for the 2 hours that you worked." And I was like, "Yeah, you can keep that. I'd rather never see you again." This is very difficult. It's a good thing I saved all my credits for this level. I don't really think that it's going to have made much of a difference, but didn't make a difference. This game is really difficult. This game is really hard. How was the call center the worst? Okay, sounds very different than my short time in a call center. Just imagine getting a call from Frownie. Do you need car insurance from Siberia? This does look pretty cheap. I'm trying to think of how to answer to Pookie. You asked what led me to believe it was potentially a scam. I'm trying to think of how to answer without giving away specifics. But it was mostly because it was mostly from things that weren't even The things that made me uncomfortable weren't the things that were in my script, but were the in things from the like that I overheard from like the level 2 guys' scripts. It sounded like it sounded like they weren't it sounded like they weren't fulfilling on promises that in their stage of the operation that were set up in my stage of the operation. Yeah, it seemed really really suspect. So yeah, I just left. I don't know what to do about this third stage. I think I'm just gonna stick with a sports car on every stage now. Look at this. What's going on? That was a long time to be driving up on two wheels. Imagine cashing their check and it bounces. It wouldn't have surprised me. Uh, and then he calls the people in charge of payroll. It's the level 2 guys. You work 2 hours, your pay is $10. Yeah, I mean, but basically that's what I walked away from. It wasn't a, I mean, it wasn't a life-changing amount of money. Oh, right at the wire, we did it. It all worked out really well for me though, because like the only reason that I even went to that company was I needed a job for the summer because I worked on the college campus, and my job, which was a warehouse job in the cafeteria, didn't exist during the summer, so there was nothing for me to do for 3 months, but I still needed an income. So I looked at that, but then I walked out on it, and then I was telling one of my professors about it, and he was like, "Oh, that's terrible." He's like, "Yeah," and then he ended up finding me an office assistant's job that that I was able to apply for and get. That got me through the summer, so that it all worked out well for me. Oh, that was good. That was good. We did a ton of damage. I wish I hadn't already wasted a credit on this level, but I we well I don't want to speak too soon, but we've got a chance of making it through. I did waste my turbo just then. I just have to catch up. Just one more piece of damage and we'll win. Got him. All right, we get to see something new finally. Dunkin' Donuts was the worst for you, Derek? You worked 2 weeks and then quit? Worst job I had was working at a dental school cleaning the bloody dental instruments. Oh. I would be I'd be kind of squeamish for that. I'd be kind of squeamish for that job. This guy's a real lunatic. Please assure the safety of any civilian vehicles. Over. I missed the story. Alright, it looks like we want to take the... I think it looks like we want to take the semi again, though. From the mountains to the desert. What? I don't really understand what's going on with the helicopter. There he is. All right. We didn't lose a credit. This guy's in a monster truck. No. I didn't have anywhere to go. There was a car in the lane next to me. I didn't have any choice but to have a bomb dropped on my head. That was our last credit. All right. Well, we've cleared another level. We're now out of credits. A syndicate mob boss appears to be fleeing toward the border. The target vehicle is unknown. Apprehend him and bring him to justice. Over. Alright, let's... The truck has been doing well for me, but it's just so slow. And I'm really scared now since I don't have any credits left. I think we want to go with something a little faster. I thought I hit that ramp. Oh, I wish I had threaded the needle there. I don't know how we know that he's off to the right if we don't know what he's driving, but sure. Oh no. I wish I'd chosen the truck. There's no way I'm gonna tear this thing up. In the less than a minute I have left. And now I have no turbos to catch up. And every car in the universe is is in between us. I don't know what happened to me there either. Why'd I get turned around? Did I hit an invisible oil slick? I can't tell what's going on. Oh, this is over. I've made poor decisions. I was really hoping I might have earned an extra credit somewhere along the way there. But alas. Well, I guess we give it one more go. We'll try this one more time, and then we're going to move on to our next game. I feel like I've done... I feel like I've actually been doing surprisingly well. I've been doing much better than I imagined I would at a game like this. I was like, I've seen driving games like this before, this sort of style of game, but it never. And I know I've played something like this. Not with the demolition factor to it, but a racing game that kind of looks like this. I know I've played before and didn't really like it. And so just looking at this game, it doesn't look like something that I would have fun with or do well with at all. But I've really surprised myself. I don't like this as much as Alien 3, but I like it way more than I thought I was going to. don't know why I wasn't using my turbos, and I may have ruined this attempt by not doing it. Ah, now we got it. I don't think this is a game I'm likely to pick back up again after tonight. um, but it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot more fun than I would have imagined at first. I actually think a somewhat less arcadey version of this might be a lot of fun. Something a little more modern. Like maybe a PlayStation or an N64 type game. Without such so much pressure from the time limit. But this sort of like demolition derby vehicle combat is kind of an interesting idea. It's kind of a weird decision for them to put the villain in the same car that we're driving. They didn't even make it a different color or anything. Okay, and this level I wanted to start switching over to the big heavy truck. Out of my way, civilians. Come on, catch up with him. Where is he? No, the turn. I think he was right there, too. I think he was on the screen for like 1 millisecond. Yep. Yep, that was him. Did we land on him? I think that should have done extra damage. I'm not doing well. Leaping off these stones is just crazy. I was pretty confident we were going to win this, and now I'm much less sure. I can't, the turns are too sharp. I need a vehicle with better handling. I don't care about weight and speed, I need better handling. Come on, his health bar's so low, don't make me waste another credit. Oh, thank goodness. Oh. Good job, thank you. Thank you, Pookie. Okay, the desert guy was in the monster truck. Just with every turn, I drift off the road. It's not good. Come on, where is he? Oh, it's the same thing as last time. There he is. He was on the screen, but it didn't count, and now we've wasted our last credit. Ah! I'm not going to be able to defeat the last level with... I mean, I don't know that's the last, but the next level... with no extra credits. I'm not that good. Wow, we took that guy out fast. Alright. I mean, the next one is as far as we've been, but I think it's also as far as we're going to get. It would be useful to have like a mini map or some sort of indicator that told you a little bit ahead of time, like which direction the road's going to turn, so you could be in the appropriate lane. And maybe I wouldn't drift off-road so often. Spoiled. I need GPS to help me get around. Help me stay on the road. No, my turbo. Wasted my turbo driving into a light pole. I don't know about you, but if I look in my rearview mirror and I see a semi-truck with sirens on the top in a physical battle against a box truck coming up behind me, um, I'm pulling off the road. And if my driving has illustrated one thing, it's that I'm good at pulling off the road. Oh. All right, we're gonna wrap with this game. We're close to the 90-minute mark. I believe we're a bit under, but I also believe that we have squeezed all of the life that I can get out of this game. Shy Muffin, hey man, stopping by to say hi. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope that you're doing well. And thank you very much. Oh, so, yeah. So I wouldn't be in a hurry to try and finish this game. I don't think finishing this game would be in my ability, but I had some fun with it. It was worth checking out. It's one of the neat things about these sort of nomination things like this, is they're a good way to get me to play games that I normally wouldn't choose for myself. I don't always, fall in love with the things that we sample, of course, but it's nice to at least have had the experience. Thank you for the pistachios, Pookie. We'll have some pistachios, and then we'll move on to our next game. Next game is one I'm pretty familiar with. They're always good. Pistachios are always good. So thank you for enjoying this with me, my friends. We're going to step away from the Genesis for the rest of the night. We're going to head over to the NES. And the last two games for the night are Dr. Mario, nominated by Cows Are Important. And after that, Fazanadu, which I think was nominated by Boat Ladder. So Dr. Mario I'm pretty familiar with, but only in a casual way, and I think of it as perhaps odd material for streaming, but we're gonna give it a go. Fazanadu on NES, yeah, that's gonna be the last game. I'm doing them in alphabetical order. That's how I decided to do the games tonight, because I don't know, we were gonna do all four of them anyway, so there didn't seem to be a lot of point to randomizing them, and I didn't want to have to switch back and forth between consoles. So but first is Dr. Mario. So if you want to join me for one or both of those games, then just stand by, my friends. I gotta step away to do the switch, and I'll be right back with you.